Welcome back. Today we're going to cover new account fraud, but specifically a term that a lot of people are probably hearing, which is synthetic fraud. Ooh. So what is synthetic? How is that different to just me opening an account as a bad actor? Like, what's unique about synthetic?
So traditional account, not takeovers, but opening an account traditionally, bank account, credit account, something like that, involved stealing someone's personal information. You would steal their PII, use that to open up an account. In 2011, let's backtrack a second. Synthetic fraud, it's 80% of all new account fraud, 80%. It is the fastest growing form of identity theft on the planet, over $50 billion in losses, 20% of every credit card chargeback, 5% of all overall credit card debt. It is huge. What the hell is it? In 2011, the Social Security Administration, they randomized Social Security numbers, meaning that you could no longer tell the year the social was issued or the state that it was issued in. They did that to combat a specific type of identity theft. Turns out if you're issued a Social Security number prior to 2011, if I know the last four of your social, and I know the year you were born, the state you were born in,
you can guess the rest.
It's very easy for me to get the first 5 digits. So they randomized the numbers to stop that. Works like a charm. Ended that type of identity theft. But it actually starts synthetic fraud. So now a fraudster can use a fabricated Social Security number or steal a child's Social Security number to it and add an adult name, date of birth, phone number, address, apply for credit. Credit bureaus work by already knowing the data that's out there. So if they've never seen the data that's on that credit application, your application for credit will be denied, but it actually starts a credit report in that synthetic identity.
So if you go after a kid who's never applied for credit, they're going to just assume that person's just a new adult because you've just associated a new name with it. And they're just going to say, that is now that person.
That's it. A credit bureau, it's weird. A credit bureau doesn't know you exist until you tell them you exist. They don't verify the social. They don't do anything else. You go to apply for credit. They've never seen the data. They're like, oh, brand new person coming into the system. We'll go ahead and start the credit report for them. Now, the idea at that point is to pump up the credit score as fast as you possibly can, cash it out. How do you do that? In the United States, we've got this great thing called credit piggybacking. So what you can do, and adults, I advise adults to do this. If you've got children, once you want them, as they're getting ready to start their adult lives, you want them to have good credit. What you can do is you can put them on as an authorized user of your credit card. They don't get your credit card, they don't get to charge anything, it doesn't mess with your credit score at all, but that card's history then becomes your child's credit history. Now imagine doing that with a synthetic report. You do that with a synthetic identity, you can go from a 0 credit score up to a 760 plus 30 to 45 days, and there's an extra benefit to it. However old the card is that you've added onto that synthetic report, it makes that credit report look that old as well. That's why
it's kind of scary.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great from a fraud side if you're a bad guy.
That's right.
Because a lot of institutions don't realize that it's synthetic fraud. They think it's just somebody that's not paying their bill. So they don't even classify it as fraud. So imagine that. And you're typically using children's identities. Potentially that child doesn't know they've been a victim of identity theft for 13, 14 years sometimes.
Well, great. Well, that's synthetic fraud. What a fascinating topic. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on the next segment.